Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Bomb by Nay. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my makeup, and on top of that I'm going to be doing a story time with you guys. So today, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment down below. Make sure you guys share my channel on all social media platforms. I will be putting all my social media down below in the description. So let's get right into the video. Me finding out I was pregnant and me finding out I had a miscarriage. So we're going to start off by doing that. So basically, the first time I found out I was pregnant was April 7th of 2018. So one day, me and my boyfriend, my current boyfriend, was at my boyfriend's aunt's house. And so I was spending the night there like I always do. We were so excited to see each other. So on April the 6th, I got off of work. I hurried up, went to DC, went to go see him at his aunt's house, spent the night over his aunt's house. And so then we were having a fun time, on April 6th that night. And then on April 7th, my stomach was feeling bubbly. I just wasn't feeling like myself. I was really tired. I was weak. I did not feel like myself at the time. So I was, a little worried about myself. I was telling my boyfriend I wasn't feeling well and all that stuff. And so I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. So a few hours go by, and then we were going to leave his aunt's house. I was going to come back home to Maryland, and he was going to stay in DC. That's where he was staying at the time. And so I went to Walmart when I touched down in Maryland, and then I bought a test and some other things. And so I went home, and I went straight to the bathroom. I used a pregnancy test. I had to wait for 5 minutes just for the results to come through, and so it turned out that it was positive. I was pregnant. And so after that, move forward onto June 25th. I was having major back pains. I couldn't move. The back pains made me feel very stiff. My head was hurting, all that stuff. So, I was really worried. I was like, well, what's going on with my baby? I wanted to make sure everything was fine. And so I went to the emergency room. And this was at my sister's house that I was at when I was starting to have the back pains. My boyfriend was there at my sister's house with me. So, and he had to go back to DC. He had to go back home. So he couldn't, he couldn't stay at the emergency room with me, which was fine. It was reasonable why he had to go back home. So I'm not going to blame him for that. And so when I went to the emergency room, I had to see a radiologist. I had to get a x-ray done, MRI done. They let me see the baby on the screen, but the doctor kept telling me on and off, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, you're fine, it's normal. And then when she showed me the baby, she was perfectly fine. She looked fine. She had her head over her forehead and stuff like that. And so a few minutes later, when I went back home from being in the emergency room, I felt like I had to use the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom, And so then I felt like I had to push. So when I pushed, the baby came out. She came out, and so I was really worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I looked down and I seen her hanging from me, and I was really scared because this was my first pregnancy. So, and I was really worried about the baby. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope my baby's fine. I hope nothing's wrong with her, all that stuff. And so my sister had called the ambulance, and then she was telling me, yeah, her baby came out, and she stuck to the umbilical cord, of course. And then my mom and my stepdad had came over to my sister's house. They only lived like less than 2 minutes away. So when they came, the paramedics was talking to my mom on the phone. My sister handed my mom the phone, and so, excuse me. And so that's when the paramedics was asking, like, do you see the baby moving? Do you see the baby breathing? And so my mom was like, yes. While I'm just sitting at the toilet crying, like praying to God, hoping that my baby was going to be fine. And then the paramedics finally came. They strapped me to the bed, and so they took me downstairs, and then they put me in an ambulance. I went to Shady Grove Hospital. Mind you, this was like around 10 o'clock at night. And so when I went there, I asked them, I was like, is my baby dead? And they was like, yes. And so I started bawling out in tears. I couldn't believe it because this was my first pregnancy. I was so excited to be a mom finally. And so after that, I went up to the, what's it called? I went up to another room. They took me to another room. And so another doctor had came in, and she was asking how I was doing and stuff like that. Of course, I was upset. And so she began to push down on my stomach just to get the rest of the placenta out. And so that's when, the next morning, it finally hit me like, oh my gosh, like I had a miscarriage. My baby died. So I was pretty distraught. I felt like I lost everything. Like I just didn't care about anything anymore. Like I just didn't know what to do. Like I just felt like I was just by myself in this world by now. And so then I went home. Mind you, the nurses and stuff, they took pictures of the baby. I seen what she looked like. She was a baby. She was an actual baby. And so after that, basically, I was just depressed. Like I didn't know what else to do. I felt like I had nobody by my side. All I wanted to do was be at my sister's house. Like just to feel some type of comfort that I knew that people were still going to be there for me regardless of what happened. So after that, I was I was alone. I felt like I was alone. But my family, they were there for me. They supported me, and my sister knew how I was feeling because, it happened to her. She had a miscarriage like a week before I had mine. So it pretty much hurt. I was hurt for myself and for my sister because, we both, we were pregnant. We were happy, that we were going to be moms. But, sometimes things aren't the way they seem, honestly. Maybe it just wasn't my time yet. God is just telling me I'm not ready to be a mom. Or it's just the fact that God didn't want me to bring a baby into this world, and I wasn't pretty much fit to be a parent, and that's pretty much understandable. I completely understand that part. But it's just it's very hurtful if you don't understand. I mean, I wouldn't pray this on nobody at all, because it's the most hurtful thing in the world. Like, and I know there's people out there who've been through the same thing I went through. It's hard. To be honest, it changed me a whole lot. I didn't want it to change me, but having the feeling, knowing the feeling of having a baby in you, it's a true blessing. Honestly, it's a real blessing, because other people, they can't. Some women out here, I'm not going to speak for all. Some women out here can't be able to have kids. So the fact that I was at least pregnant, and knowing that I can get pregnant, it's pretty much a blessing. It's a real blessing, And the doctors told me that, you're fine. You can still have kids. This does not affect it. But the thing that I was really mostly hurt about was when I went to the emergency room. They told me I was fine. Nothing was wrong. Baby was perfectly healthy. And, stuff like that. So, that's why I felt good about it. Because based off what they were telling me. But, God has other plans stored for me. So, I'm just going to wait, be patient, and just wait until it's my time to be a mother. Regardless, I'm still a mother. Like I said, most females, they can't even have kids. So the fact that I at least knew that I was carrying a child was really a big miracle for me. I do wish that she was still very much here, of course. I wish I shared my journey with her, and I was only 17 weeks and 4 days when this happened. I would never forget that day. That day basically changed my life forever. And some people can go back to the way they are, but I feel myself changing. I felt it. I felt myself changing completely. Like, I was just out of my mind. I wasn't myself, I was stuck. I felt like I was in a dark place at the time. It's just, nobody would ever want that feeling, ever to happen to them, ever. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody at all. Losing a baby, really, I can't speak for everybody, but it destroys some people. Because it's like, you're so excited to be a mom, And it's like, but when you find out other plans were involved, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to turn to in a time like this, It's just, sometimes you ask God, like, why? And it's like, before, I was looking at other females on Instagram and stuff, them posting pictures of their babies. And I'm like, damn, well, all these other people are having babies, they're so excited. But why can't this be me? Like, why can't it be me that's having a baby? But always turn to God, always talk to God, make sure that, He's taking good care of her up there in heaven. I know He is for sure. And I still talk to her when I pray. I know you guys are going to make it hard to believe, but yeah, I do that. I do that all the time. I still love her regardless, you know, and I am happy that I got a chance to see her before she went away, before they took her away, actually. You know, I'm great. I was happy to really see her. And, you know, her features would start to come in, like she would look like her dad at one point, but then another point she'll look like me, which made me really happy, you know. But it's something that I wouldn't ever want to go through again. But I can't justify that it's not going to happen again because I don't know 100% sure what's going to happen the next time I do end up pregnant. I just want everything to be okay, if that makes sense. Like, I just want... You know, I just want to have a family one day, you know? My own family. And I am happy for other people who do have, you know, kids and stuff like that. Like, I would never pray on anybody's kid's downfall or anything like that, you know. I hope everybody's kid makes it in life, honestly. I really do. But I'm still trying to hold on, honestly. I'm still trying to keep faith that one day God will realize I am going to be good and fit for a parent, to be a parent, honestly. But I guess he thinks right now it's just not my time. Which is kind of upsetting because, like, nobody knows when they're going to be a parent, honestly. Nobody knows when they're going to be a parent. Nobody knows that. It's hard to tell when you are going to be a parent and when you're not going to be a parent. It just pops up. You know, some people, they find out they're pregnant and they're not ready for a baby. But, you know, sometimes you have to face the world, you know, and your baby's going to have to face the world. In this crazy world that we honestly live in, you may think it's not, you may think your baby is not ready for it, but one day they're going to have to face the same challenges that we face, you know. So it's, you know, it's pretty hard at the moment. It's still pretty hard to know that my baby is still gone. It's still hard to believe, honestly. But I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging on. I know when it's my time to be pregnant and to have a baby. I'm not going to force it, no. It's just that whenever the time comes, whenever the time comes. Never am I ever going to force to have a baby. Never. That's not the way to go about it. You know? My sister, she has a blessing. She got pregnant again. You know, she's having another baby. You know, I really hope that the baby's going to be fine, have a safe, you know, coming into this world. And I am excited to be an auntie. I really am. But I just sometimes wonder, when am I going to get pregnant? When am I going to have a baby? When am I going to have the same experience that everybody else has been having? You know? It's not the fact that I want to get pregnant because other people are pregnant. That's not what it is at all, honestly. I would never want to just say, oh, I want to get pregnant because this person is pregnant. Never that. Never. Don't ever get pregnant because somebody else is pregnant. Like, that's most definitely not the way to go about it. It's not, because once you face that your baby is actually in this world, then it's like some people may have a change of mindset, like, oh, I should have never did this, I should have never got pregnant. But it's like, if you're not ready to have a baby, do not try to make a baby. Please, do not try to make a baby. That is not the way to go about it. It's not. You cannot sit here and say, I want a baby because other people have a baby. That's not the way to go. I mean, if you saying you got pregnant was an accident, it's not an accident, because a baby can change your life for the better. That's only if you make your baby change your life for the better. You would have to want to actually cater to your baby, 24/7, But a baby makes a lot of people realize, like, this was worth it, You would want to give your child more than what you've ever wanted or what you've ever had. Go all out for your child. I think everybody in this world would want that for their own child. Sometimes we try to keep our kids away from this crazy, hectic world that we live in, but one day your child is going to have to grow up to end up facing their own challenges in life one day, And you can't stop your child when they grow up from making their own decisions, or doing whatever they want to do. Your kids are going to have to make some type of mistake when they grow up so they can at least learn from it. So you can't always hide your child from the world or hide the world from your child, because when they grow up, they're going to have to be on their own, handle their own responsibilities, just like how you would want them to be an adult. Have your own responsibilities, have their own family one day. And I know a lot of people, they don't want to show their baby or their kids on social media because they're trying to hide the baby from the world, because, a lot of people tend to judge and bully their children. And I know that's what most parents are scared of. That's why they tend to not show their baby on social media, which I completely understand, but it's like people are going to talk about you or whoever until the day you die. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing at all. Just let your kids grow up, Let them make their own mistakes. Not everybody is perfect in this world, We all tend to make mistakes. And I know it's very hard for a lot of mothers to raise kids, but don't give up. That's one thing. Do not ever give up on your kid. Do not ever give up. Never. Because, most kids, they can grow to hate you, if you try to pressure your kid into doing something, or if you try to, have your kid grow up to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to grow up. Like, do not force your kid to do anything. Do not stop your kid from doing whatever they want to do. Do not. That's the thing. Do not. Please do not. Don't ever do that. Because you wouldn't want your child to feel like when they grow up, they end up saying, oh, well, my mother didn't let me do this and do this, that, and the third. But, some things you parents can do to stop your child from doing. There's some things that you can actually do. Because I understand you are trying to protect your kids at any cost, no cost at all, actually. Because your kids shouldn't have money valued in it at all. But Your kids are the main priority at the end of the day. They should always be your first priority. Not work, not anything else. Your kids should be your first priority, if anything. If anything. Nothing ever, no matter what. Nothing should come before your kid. That's all I'm going to say right there. Nothing. Because, I see some parents, they end up choosing to go out or doing other stuff and dropping their kid off to whoever, which is not good at all. Because, in this type of world right now that we're living in this century, no. Never leave your kid alone with somebody that you don't trust. Sometimes you have to take a deep look into that person before, you leave your child with them. Because nowadays, people can do anything to your kid, They can do anything. People don't care. They just want what they want. They're not going to care about your child. And I feel like that's what some parents have to realize, because nowadays, it doesn't matter. Anybody can do anything to your child. Like, I see too many stuff on social media about how a kid got molested or, stuff like that. I'm not going to get too much into it because, but y'all get what I'm saying. This is a crazy world. But just, be careful who you surround yourself with. That's all. Be very careful who you surround yourself with. And whoever has put danger in your world, in your life, just keep it away from your baby. Because they have a high chance of doing the same thing they did to you to your baby. Honestly. Maybe it could be worse than what they did to you, I just want you guys to know that if any of y'all have had a miscarriage or anything like that, feel free to, DM me on Instagram or anything, Comment down below if you've ever experienced what I've experienced, A miscarriage is a very difficult thing to grieve through. Like I said, I wouldn't want nobody to go through it at all. Like, at all. It's just the worst thing in the world that can happen to you. The worst thing ever. It's not a good thing. It could destroy you. It could. But sometimes you have to get up and just be like, I can have another one. Don't let nothing or anybody stop you from, or keep telling you, you're not going to have a baby. Because you don't know that. They don't know that. You just have to have a little faith. That's all. Have a little faith and hope. Keep praying. Sorry guys, my camera died, but like I was saying, just have a little faith, have a little hope, keep praying that, God make things better for you in your life, because He most definitely will. It just takes a little bit of patience, that's all. Don't rush anything. Don't rush to have a baby. Do not rush to have one, please. Because, you may think by just seeing other, teen moms or adult moms having babies, it's not all easy. It's not all, it's not easy at all to take care of kids. Financially, physically, and mentally. It's not easy to have no kid. It's not. Especially financially, because financially, babies are the most expensive thing in the world, honestly. Babies are very, very, very expensive. And if you're not financially ready, don't have one. Do not have one. Do not rush to have one, Don't pressure yourself to have one. Just don't. Just do not. Because that's not good at all. Because it can mess your head up. Just please, just be careful. And if you want to have a baby, make sure you have it by the right person. You know? Don't let anybody tell you you can't have no baby. Do not. Because many times it can be a bunch of BS, especially a doctor. If a doctor telling you you can't have no more kids, don't listen to them. They're just predicting that you can't have no more kids, honestly. I see a lot of people on Facebook that post of them having a miracle baby because the doctor is telling them, has been telling them for years that they can't have no more kids. Like, which is a bunch of BS to me. Like, you don't know that for sure. You don't know that for sure. You know? But if it so happens that you automatically have a blessing as a baby, then what does that tell you? A doctor does not really know if you can have a baby or not. Like, a doctor cannot 100% tell you you cannot have no more kids because they do not know off the bat. They don't know. They're just predicting that you can't have no kids. Like, and that just seems really crazy to me because why are you lying to these people saying that you may not be able to have no more kids? Like, that's ridiculous to me. It really is ridiculous. Like, don't ever try to force yourselves to think because of what a doctor is telling you that you can't have no more kids. Like I said, all you gotta do is pray over it, you know? Don't let anybody tell you different. Just let things go the way they are. Let things plan out like the way God wants it to be planned out. If God thinks you're ready to have another baby, then it'll happen. Don't ever force to have another baby. Never force to have another baby. And that's just that. Because I hate females that try to force themselves to have another baby. It's ridiculous. Like, what I've learned from my miscarriage, don't rush into anything, you know? Things take time. But the thing is, I never knew I was going to get pregnant. But just the fact that I found out I was pregnant and I knew that I was pregnant after the fact that I found out, I was very blessed, you know? Blessed at the fact that I knew I can get pregnant. I know I can get pregnant. Because I know a lot of young females are very scared that they can't get pregnant, you know? But you'll never know. You never know. And don't just say you just want a baby. It doesn't matter who it's by. It does matter who the baby is by. It does. It matters a lot. It may not matter to you, but it's going to matter to your child who their father is. It's going to matter. Because one day, they're going to end up, you know, trying to look up who their father is, you know. And I know that's a struggle for a lot of people. But that's just what I've learned, you know. All it takes is patience. Patience and God. That's the only thing that'll get you through this, is patience and God. Don't let no other person tell you anything. No person. Not even a doctor. Because you'll never know. They can't tell you about your own body. They can't. Most women have miracles. And they have a damn good, healthy miracle. You know, that's just the way it is. You know, life is different for everybody. Life is not supposed to be the same for people. It's not supposed to be the same at all for people, you know. Everybody's life works out differently. And that's what I had to learn. I can't be like this person, that person, or the third person. Like, just because I see somebody having a baby You know, just because I see somebody having a baby doesn't mean automatically, oh, I want to get pregnant, you know, or I want to have a baby so bad. No, do not ever have that type of mindset. Because, you know, sometimes a baby, like I said, sometimes a baby can change your life for the good. I think every baby changes people's lives for the better. But I can't just jump to ahead because some people don't think that. But sometimes you just have to think, maybe God gave me this baby for a reason. Maybe God wants me to show this baby how to properly grow up in the world. Maybe God wants me to show this baby, you know, you can go through struggles. You can, you know, face a lot of challenges in this world. That's, you know, that's pretty much it. Like, just when you have a baby, go about it the right way. Go about it the right way. The complete right way. Don't go about it the wrong way. Don't go about it how another person's telling you to go about it. Just don't do that. Just don't do that at all, because it's not going to work out. You will know when you want to have a baby. You yourself will know. God will know when you want to have a baby, and He will surely give it to you. Like I said, things take patience. Things don't come when you want it to come, you know. It comes when God tells you it's going to come. So please, to all of the females out there, don't rush for no baby. You know, if your life is doing great and you feel as if you're not ready to be a mother, don't let nobody rush you into being one. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you're ready to have a baby. No. Can't nobody tell you that. Can't nobody tell you that at all. You yourself will know when you're ready to have a baby. Nobody is 100% ready to have a baby, you know. Once you give birth to a baby, you will know, like, oh, okay, maybe I am ready for this, you know. But the people who have, you know, 100% support and stuff like that, you know, people are always there by their side, you know, help whenever, you know, phone call away, you know, stuff like that. They got it easy, honestly. They do have it easy. But to the people who don't have that 100% support from that person, you know, you don't have 100% of that support from anybody, family, doesn't matter who it is, the father, then still, you should get a pat on the back because you're going all out for your child. You would want everything for your child. You would want the best for your child. You know, you wouldn't want your child to grow up how, you know, you've grown up, whether it's bad, good, whatever. You would want more for your child. You would want more for your child. Absolute more for your child. You know, not everybody has it easy at all. At all. So that's pretty much it for my story time and makeup. Hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. All of my social media will be down below in the description. And have a blessed day. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm happy for all you good mothers. You mothers are amazing. You do everything you can for your child. The blessings go out to all of you good mothers. All of your mothers. And for the people who lost their mothers, I'm very sorry for your loss. I know this is the most difficult time ever that you would have to go through, because losing a mother is unimaginable. I can't ever imagine losing my mom. Like, I love my mom to death. I would go to war for her. Like, I would do everything for her. Like, there's nothing that I wouldn't do for my mother. And I know most of you guys feel the same way. But for the people who lost their mothers, I'm so sorry that you guys have to go through this. This is the most difficult time ever. But anyways, make sure you guys, like I said, like, comment, subscribe. And deuces.